Okay, I'm just posting a quick video because I meant to post one yesterday or the day before, but I was busy with the horses, so I didn't get round to it. Just a quick update. I found out that my mail from the UK is somehow being rerouted via Spain. My mail from the bank account that I've got in the UK was taking over 2 months to get to me. I just received a letter yesterday that was posted on, I think it was the 5th of January, and it got here yesterday. I looked at the stamp on it and I saw that under the Italian postal sticker, well, not even under, stuck just above it was a sticker to say it had passed through Spain in January. So there was a sticker, obviously it should leave the UK and it should come straight to Italy. It doesn't go via Madrid in Spain to come to me. This has been happening a lot with my bank mail. I had questioned them about it because it used to take a maximum of 2 weeks to go arrive, and it started to take, I don't know how, when I first noticed, I think about maybe a year ago, 18 months ago, perhaps longer. I suddenly noticed that I've got like next to no post now. That zero post since my identity got stolen. Hardly get any post at all. Next to nothing. The only post I really get is like letters from the bank in the UK, that the account that I don't really use, that they've taken off me now because of the hacking. I lost it. Anyway, obviously somebody has redirected my mail, so I decided to investigate how they've done this, because obviously NatWest Mail is supposed to leave the UK and it shouldn't go via Spain. And the post office confirmed this. The Royal Mail confirmed that, like, you know, a one-off occasion, the letter might go on the wrong plane and then get stamped in Spain and have to come back because someone's made a mistake, but not continuously. And it's been happening continuously. All of my envelopes have stamped as passing through Spain, and it's been taking 2 months or more for my mail to get here, which is a disaster. If they want to get in touch with me and they don't ring me up, obviously it's too late. That's how I lost my bank account, basically. So anyway, I rang the Royal Mail redirection people up, and they actually told me that it shouldn't, you know, I'm going to have to investigate. I'm going to have to write to the redirection, the head office of the Royal Mail, to find out how they're doing this, because I'm not sure how they're doing it. Mail coming from the UK, it should only be possible if you have a UK address and you move abroad, to like redirect it for, you know, a year, so that, say you've sold your house in the UK, and any mail that will be arriving at that house, it gets redirected. But this is redirecting mail that's leaving the UK coming to Italy, so it shouldn't be possible. But anyway, somehow I don't know how the hell they're doing it, but I'm going to report it to Action Fraud, because it's clear that they are doing it, and the post office lady agreed with me that, ow, sorry, dog's just stood on my foot and she's very heavy. Post office lady agreed with me that yes, clearly they are doing this, and also the person that spoke to the bank said, yeah, obviously it shouldn't be going via Spain, something very weird is going on, report it. So that's something else now. It's just never ending. Thankfully, some authorities in America now, some official authorities now in America are helping me. They're in touch with me on the telephone and via email, and they are really making an effort to help me and to get arrests made. We'll see. So they've been good about actually proactive in contacting me, phoning me up, asking me for what they need, what they need me to send them, etc. So don't really know how much to say on here, really, but hopefully they should. One of the perpetrators keeps getting arrested. They keep getting arrested, and they keep getting put in jail in the US. And then some idiot keeps bailing them, despite the fact that they clearly shouldn't be bailed. nobody consults me. They just get bailed. I believe that there is a attorney working hard for them not to be bailed because they shouldn't be bailed. They're somebody that shouldn't be bailed. They're a danger, not just for the crimes against me, but they're in on from what I understand, one of the charges they have is from somebody else, and it's rape. So um, they absolutely should not be. They should not. They're somebody that absolutely should not make bail. And this has happened about 4 times over now, and every time they make bail, and I was actually told that they weren't going to make bail this time. They weren't going to be bailed again. Now, last time they arrested them, I was told, well, they won't make bail again. Like, that's it. They'll keep them in now because they'll stop being so stupid, and they shouldn't have bailed them last time. Anyway, unfortunately, there's a lot of corruption in the US, it appears, and somebody bailed them. I think bribes keep exchanging hands. Somebody bailed them. I always know. Nobody even needs to tell me when they've been bailed because the whole atmosphere where I live, and it's a tiny hamlet, changes. They start to have to be on, people, they have to be on high alert because of this. Person is considered an extreme danger, not just to me, but I think to the whole hamlet. So anyway, hopefully they will get picked up again. I just have to I just have to send some stuff through, and then hopefully they will get picked up again and put back inside. Obviously, the nuisance to me, because they've been bailed, starts almost immediately. They're one of the people that's organised a large mob of people to come after me. They move around the globe fairly easily, and disturbingly, I don't know, I haven't ascertained if this is a fact or not, but this is the person who's stolen my identity with their partner and created a fake marriage in my name, etc. And somebody online posted and even went as far as to say that they'd obtained firearms in my name. Well, I've never set foot in America. I don't have a firearm license. I did have a firearm license when I lived in Spain, but that was only a slightly odd thing. I had a British Bull Terrier in Spain, and my British Bull Terrier, old-fashioned British Bull Terrier, was on the dangerous dogs list in Spain. The breed was on the dangerous dogs list. And the part of Spain that I was in, not the touristy part in southern Spain, but not a touristy part, it didn't have you had to do a sort of, you had to have a license for the dog as if it was a gun, and they hadn't created a dangerous dog license. What they were doing is having people that had dogs that they deemed dangerous take the firearm license. The psychological part of it, the written part in Spanish, obviously the written part and the psychological part. So that required me to go for, I think it's called a 5-point psychological. It's the most extreme, psychiatric test you can have, basically. It tests you on all levels. I had to go for 2 days and be tested, I'm trying to think of someone that might go for this kind of testing. Rather like the SAS have to go through a test to prove that they are okay to be on the loose. So I had to go through this test to get and then I was handed a license for a firearm, oddly enough. Which of course I didn't attempt to go and obtain a firearm with. I just wanted it for my dog, to know that my dog was, that was legal. But since then, I never used it. I just got my dog license with it. It wouldn't be valid in the US anyway, and this was over how many years ago now? 11 years ago. So it's not like they've used that. They haven't. It's not as if they've used that to get it. They've just if they've got. I was wondering, I hope they haven't gone and got firearms, because in the US, I believe you can just go and get all sorts of firearms, and it'd be bad enough if they got any firearm in my name. But it's disturbing, because when people tend to report these things on YouTube, it tends to be true, because it tends to be people that are working for them. They've got a large number of people working for them, over 300 people. And so when people tend to make the effort to post publicly in put this information online, it tends to mean it's already happened, and they're bothered, so they obviously feel. I don't know why. I would hope that they're reporting all this to the FBI, but I don't have much faith in the FBI because they've let this crime continue to the point where it's mushroomed, grown out of proportion. The authorities that are helping me are law enforcement authorities in the US that are like powerful authorities, but it's not the FBI. I don't know what the FBI are up to. I kind of given up on the FBI. I think from what I was informed anyway, that the FBI, I'm not even sure that the FBI have this case fully anymore. I'm pretty much, from what I was informed, because the nature of this crime ring is so large and into so many things, the feedback I got was that the CIA are the ones that are really studying it, because it's a global group, so, and that would make sense that it's, So anyway, it's just a quick update really to say that hopefully get this person arrested again, put back inside, and I hope that they will stay in this time. Apparently there is a female lawyer. I don't know because of the identity theft. I don't know, who these people are, who they're working for. There is most definitely a female lawyer who's been working very hard, attorney it would be in America, for him not to make bail, for him to stay in. Maybe it's the lawyer for the person that got raped. I don't know. Maybe it's somebody. There are people who've been working my name that I don't even know about because of the identity theft. One of the identity thieves has turned out to be, identity thieves. One of the people, they've got multiple people apparently now pretending to be me in the US, which is terrible. Alongside that, but thankfully the tarot card readers are reporting these people. It's now got that bad. The decent ones that have been working for them are going online and posting and saying who these people are, what town they're living in. One of them's in Detroit. I don't know how you pronounce this. I'm going to have to look up, but I have heard of the place. They said if you look at this town, everybody knows who this person is. So they're giving the details so that these people can be located. I think that obviously the authorities already know. It's more to let people like me know who it is that's bothering me behind the scenes. Other than that, these people obviously put a lot of effort into their gang stalking, mobbing. There's been a woman in my comments for the last 2 days. I'm not sure it is. It's either some kid that's, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a kid or if it's someone pretending to be a kid just to try and get information from the group that obviously they already know. This group has worked very hard to try and stop me from obtaining the information about the crime because it's such a bad crime. They've worked very hard at hacking my phone constantly and trying to block me from, redirecting my mail and crap like that. Everything, you name it, they've done it. Because the crime's been so lucrative for them. What this group people are reporting now is that they're trying to really interfere with my forward movement, my relocation. They're not going to be able to because I'm going to move into a camper van to get out of this situation. I'm not very happy having to move into a vehicle. Obviously, it's not ideal, but it's the only solution I could come up with because any property that I looked at to move to rental-wise, they interfered with it because they're hacking my devices. So anywhere I try and approach to rent or to move to, they already would know where I was. One, it wouldn't, they would know where I was. They'd be able to follow me, which is awful. I don't want that. Two, they'd possibly be able to. They made it quite clear, threatened that they would hide cameras wherever I moved into. They've been making a fortune from this crime, an absolute fortune from it. So it's super bad that I need to get out of Italy because it's quite obvious that this area that I'm in is super corrupt. The authorities here are obviously been getting a lot of money from it as well. Lots of people have been eating off this crime whilst they try and bankrupt me. So, and lock me out of healthcare and everything. I've no interest in being in Italy anymore. Like my passion for Italy is totally gone with this crime. I would not want to be here now. I will go to another European country. There's no way I would trust to live here now, having had, you know, if you know, there's nothing like something like this occurring to put somebody off living in a country. Like, it's supposed to be a civilized country, but this is not civilized to have this kind of thing go on. Report it to all the authorities and them not make any effort to stop it. And obviously it's quite obvious that, well, I know for a fact they're accepting bribes. Enormous amounts of money have been exchanging hands, all off the back of this crime, all off the back of this group, whilst having me in abject poverty. But they're displaying me illegally. As I say, I should only be viewable here. But that's the way it is. Anyway, so just a quick update. Hopefully this person that's on the loose will get arrested again. I just need to literally just need to go on and email what the gentleman's asked for in America over to them, so they can go back out and arrest them again. So that's all I need to do, and I will do that obviously this evening. But it's just disgusting that they've been released. I'd like to know who keeps bailing them. I'd like to know, because it's not just me. They have so many charges against them from so many different people. But every time they bail them, everybody has to be on, have their eye out for them. Law enforcement here have to, well, I'm not going to feel sorry for law enforcement here, because this crime would have stopped long ago if they weren't being corrupt. So I don't actually have much time for law enforcement here having to, do legwork, trying to make sure that this maniac doesn't come into the area and burn anyone's house down or shoot anyone or kill anyone, because it's their fault that this crime is ongoing. But it's disgusting that it just shows how much corruption there is that somebody keeps bailing them. And they actually had somebody post complaining about how unfair it was that they were locked up. But this person's, well, I won't say too much because I'm not going to pour oil on troubled waters. I know quite a lot of information. I know that there are people that know this person well, and they don't think they think that that they've got huge issues too, mental issues, and that they should not be on the loose. Obviously, I'm going to have to make another report about the fact that somebody's gone on and posted and said that there's possibly a firearm in my name somewhere, because it would mean that this person has obtained firearms, if that's the case. Not much to add to it, really. I would hope that this time they'll arrest them and that they won't be released again. That they'll keep them in until they have a trial, and that they won't be released again. But obviously, there's so much corruption, they keep letting this person out. Because this is about the fourth time now that they've let them out. And I think while they were out, I should add, is that one of the reasons they were desperate to get out was to come and it's been reported to me that I'm owed a tax rebate in Italy, a large one, from the crime. These people have been filing taxes in my name, not under my fiscal code. They've created a synthetic identity theft. They filed taxes in Italy with a false fiscal code that obviously somebody corrupt in authority has given them, but in my name, but with just the fiscal code, a synthetic one, a false one. So there's a large rebate due to me apparently, and people were saying, oh, well, you're going to get, you might have some help with being able to move because you're going to get this large rebate that's due to you. But then almost immediately, it was reported that they were going to come out and steal it. The people that have stolen my identity were going to come out here and steal it within. And they said that this rebate was apparently due on Monday. They said it was due like between Monday and Wednesday, but that these people were going to come out and posing as me, because there's a fraudulent marriage in my name to this man, and his girlfriend is pretending to be me, and that they were going to make their way out here to obtain this rebate. And it appears that's probably what they've done, because he's got bailed. He got bailed sometime on Sunday, and it appears headed straight for here. So obviously I'm reporting it all to the tax office. I keep reporting it, so I have a record of it, but I think it will take me moving to France to get this dealt with. this aspect of it. I think it's going to take, obviously I'm going to leave Italy. It will take me going to France that are already investigating cybercrime and all the rest of it. I think it'll probably take me being in France and making a report in France for what's gone on in Italy to get dealt with properly. Because I think they want to cover it up in Italy. You know, they've had a large number of people in a town, all taking money from payments being made in my name. They've had a large number of people in a village calling themselves a neighbourhood watch and invading my cell phone, which again is something I'm going to post evidence of, because I've been recording my phone changing address practically every 2 minutes to different residential addresses around the village, and then being as if it's based at the school. I've downloaded apps to be able to take an expert IT advice, downloaded apps to be able to track the movements of the phone, to be able to record the illegal access, basically. So I'll when I'm a bit tired tonight, but when I get a chance, I'll put the actual physical, the hard proof on of all of this. I'm not bothered. These people shouldn't be in my cell phone. So, every time my cell phone registers at an address, well, it shouldn't be. It should only be at my address. I'm not bothered, because they shouldn't be at their address accessing my cell phone if they don't want to appear online. So, because obviously, when I check the location of my cell phone, it shouldn't show up as being in Verupo. It should show up as being 5 kilometers away where I live. It shouldn't show up at their residential address or at, Verupo school. And the fact that it is because they're logged in from there and they shouldn't be in my phone. And they're quite brazen with it. Apparently they call themselves the neighbourhood watch. That in itself, they think they're trying to say that that's neighbourhood watch. These are all people that have been stealing from me via the identity theft and the illegal filming. They've all been taking a piece of the pie, as people say, and the local police, the Pavian State Police, just let them do it. And they've taken some as well. They were the ones that gave my identity away. They were the ones that gave a dual citizenship in my name and a passport. So the whole thing stinks. I will never I'll leave Italy and I'll never return. That's, to have this done to me is just too much. Never been disrespected in my life the way I've been disrespected here by the law enforcement when trying to turn to them, the tribunal and all the rest of it. They had no interest, and I don't know what the hell these people thought. I don't know who the hell told people I was dying. Someone told people I was terminally ill, so they just thought, can you imagine if the person genuinely was terminally ill? This is how these savages behave. Can you imagine some poor terminally ill person that couldn't even die in peace and have their last years or months in peace because some nasty, evil people wanted to illegally film them in the home, turn their life into a sadistic version of the Truman Show, and then make money off it? So that, to me, that just makes these people even worse. The fact they thought they'd get away with it because they thought that was terminally ill and dying just makes them worse. What the hell are these people? And I can see from my cell phone traffic that they've clearly started filming other private residential properties, because they've got their illegal network attached to me 24/7. So I started to put a packet sniffer on, and via the packet sniffer, I started to see that they were attaching to they had a live stream, various different live streams going to porn sites. And I could see the Earl, and the Earl was native Italian women in the bathroom and native Italian women in the bedroom. And when I went to look at one of the sites, the thumbnails were of exactly this. I wasn't going to pay to watch the video, but the impression I got was that these sites were sites that live stream these videos, and it could quite easily be, people that have no idea someone's filming them, who are just going to the bathroom. That's what it looked like to me in a lot of cases. It's really creepy. So it's obvious they've hidden cameras on other people now, and the minute they go to the bathroom, they're live streaming them to this crappy site where you can see a thumbnail, but then if you want to, watch the whole video, which obviously I didn't, you pay for it. Well, I didn't want to watch their live stream or their video. I don't want to watch someone on the toilet. I hate the fact that people are illegally filming me like this. So it's obviously it's proven to be a lucrative crime, And so these creeps are obviously hiding cameras around the place now on other people as well. As I say, I've screenshot it all. I could see all the Earls. They were on Saturday night a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. They had about 8 different live streams going to 4 different porn sites. And one of those was very specifically for like people that specifically wanted to see native Italian women in Italy, you know, in the bathroom, etc. It's creepy as hell. I, at the time, was sitting on the sofa in an old tracksuit looking scruffy, so I knew that they weren't live streaming me. I'm not a native Italian woman either. For me, it would have to be, I don't know what kind of... The site probably exists. It will have to be British women living in Italy, you know, in the bathroom or something. And these people are so creepy that there are probably sites like that. But they had about 4 different porn sites. These 4 different horrible porn sites that they were live streaming to. And I knew it wasn't me because, as I say, I was on the sofa in a scruffy tracksuit, so no one's going to pay to watch that, thank God. Or not for that kind of content anyway. And I could see that it's a network, and they had the network. It's the same IP but with different computer operators. So it is this big network with 300 or so people, and they've all got their own computer number, terminal number, and it's showing up on my packet sniffer. I've screenshot it, so this will be appearing online. I will be putting it online, because in the absence of the authorities not doing a damn thing, I'm worried about whose residential properties they're in. It could be young students, you see, it could be like some student property in Pavia, with a load of young girls that have no clue and a camera hidden in the bathroom. It probably is something really nasty like that. Because these people have like zero, they don't care. These people are absolutely feral. They could not care what they do to people. And it could just as likely be like, you know, property just down the road here with some private family, some couple, and they've got no clue that some creeps pop some cameras in. Obviously it's proven, as I say, or I said already, it's proven lucrative for them. That was the only moment that I was clear that, okay, they're not filming me because I'm here looking scruffy, at least not to these porn sites. And I actually managed to disrupt their live stream anyway on the times when I noted. I started to watch when I went in the bathroom myself, and I noticed that the packet sniffer, when I went into the bathroom, started to pick up that 3 or 4 people would come on when I went into the bathroom, and a live stream would come on from about 4 different terminals, 2 different IP addresses that, and I managed to stop them doing it by calling out the IP addresses out loud while the live stream was on. So I knew that at that point that they were focusing on me, and they were doing some sort of live stream, possibly to some site, and they didn't want to be outed that they were not supposed to be live streaming this person. But these people are horrible, evil. Anyway, other than that, I've got to report the identity theft. Somebody's masquerading. Well, somebody is. I have a half sister who's 80 years old called Julie Taylor, who lives in Dummer in Hampshire. She is masquerading as my mother. My mother died in 2019. She's been masquerading in the court via identity theft as my mother. And then I believe when she got caught for that, which should have stopped her altogether, she started to masquerade as my mum's younger sister, who all of my aunts have died. Like my aunts and uncles, I have no older relatives left. They've all died. And she started to claim that she was my mother. First she claimed she was my mother, and then she claimed that she'd raised me, which is not true. I don't have anything to do with Julie Taylor. I don't like her. I've seen her very few times in my life. She's my dad's daughter from his oldest marriage. Not a nice person. Apparently she's the one of the people that's caused a lot of this trouble. She's through absolute sheer greed, been pretending to be obtained a power of attorney over me in the UK courts, pretending to be my mother, claiming I was an addict and a prostitute. What else did she claim? All entirely false, all defamatory. And she apparently has been appearing at Carlisle Crown Court pretending to be my mother. And obviously she's not my mother, and DNA tests can prove this. She's my half-sister. She's one of my dad's daughters from his first marriage. That's why there's such a big age gap. But she should have been dealt with. I'm assuming she's not been dealt with, and it's corruption again because her daughter, Jackie Taylor, married a hereditary lord that has a seat in the House of Lords, who incidentally is also a lawyer. Jackie was a legal secretary. They live somewhere down south in a mansion. He's very wealthy, and his surname was also Taylor. This is where it gets a bit confusing. So Jackie's maiden name was Taylor, but she never had to change it. She went on to marry a man who is called Lord Tim Taylor. And that's the contact in the legal system as the Ministry of Justice apparently that's been causing a lot of the issue for me in trying to fight it in the UK because they have a lot of contacts. So this is the person apparently who's been getting my action fraud reports like rejected, disappearing. Anyway, his mother-in-law, Julie Taylor, is my half-sister, and she's apparently one of the people that has been orchestrating this crime. And then she's got an attorney in America to open up a company in my name. Again, the identity theft goes far and wide. And he is pretending to be my father. My father died in 2002. My mother died in 2019. That's something courts anywhere can easily check because Somerset House births, deaths, and marriages records are publicly available online. This man has been in America pretending to be my father. I hear he's changed his tune now to run this company and have an illegal power of attorney in America over me. Julie has had an illegal one in the UK, and that's how they've been getting away with this crime and shutting me out of the court system. All done entirely behind my back. I don't have anything to do with Julie. Nothing. No relationship with her. Nothing. Never have had. Never have had. It's incredible that this evil person has popped up to do this. So she's basically been in the courts masquerading first as my mother, Jean Morel Cartwright, who died in 2019, and then she appeared masquerading. Apparently, when she got caught out for not being my mother, she pretended to be Christine. Now this gets confusing again. My mum's younger sister, who was Christine Morel, also married a man called Taylor. They're not related. She married a man called Michael Taylor. And so Julie Taylor then pretended to be Christine Taylor. Christine Taylor died in 2013 of ovarian cancer. My mum was the last of the siblings to die, and she was the oldest one. And she died in 2019. So when she got caught out, Julie apparently got caught out for not being my biological mother, and that's where it should have stopped dead if there wasn't so much money involved and so many bribes and so much corruption. But instead, she switched to pretend she was my Aunt Christine and claimed that I think she claimed that she initially claimed she'd given birth to me and it was cover up, from what I hear third hand. And then obviously, I don't know if they got hold of some DNA. I don't know what's going on in the background, but she switched the claim anyway to say that she'd just taken me. She'd raised me. Not true. Never been anywhere near this woman, thank God. Thank God. My mother raised me, and my father. Anyway, she's teamed up with this guy in the US, and he's been pretending to be my father. He's now changed his tune, apparently, and is now claiming he's my stepfather, but I suppose only because the question of DNA has come up, because, of course, the hospital here, because I've had leukemia, they have all my bone marrow, they have all my blood, they have my DNA, so it's not difficult for people to ask for a DNA test and check. This man in America is a complete stranger, nothing to do with me at all, just a con artist, a complete con merchant that this Julie Taylor has found, no doubt, through her legal contacts. So on one hand, she's in the UK, trying to block me from the UK process with an illegal power of attorney, and that's been done through synthetic identity theft as well, where they've changed my date of birth. I went to the Office of the Public Guardian and got checked twice over with my correct date of birth, my details, my correct date of birth, and I wasn't on the register. However, I received information to say they've done synthetic identity theft where they've very, very crafty, very, very crafty. They've changed your date of birth, and they've switched your date of birth around. So it's not sufficient for you to go and check the records for your date of birth. They've entered a different date of birth deliberately to throw the courts off. They know how to work the court system. Basically, they've got the A to Z guide to fraud, how to work the court system, the lot. And they thought they were absolutely going to get away with this crime by doing this. So she's been holding an illegal power of attorney, somebody that I wouldn't even leave a pot plant with. I really don't like this woman. I wouldn't even leave a pot plant in her care. I don't have anything to do with her. So, astounded, the audacity of it, unbelievable. And this bloke in the US is a complete stranger. So that's how they locked me out of the legal system, to try and deny me due process by claiming I was incompetent and obtaining illegal powers of attorney behind my back. Of course, they've had to they've had to commit fraud to do that, and bribe and corruption, because to obtain a power of attorney, a conservatorship or a deputyship as it is in the UK, there are checks and balances in place where social workers are supposed to come out and assess you. Legal people, they're supposed to be assessed. It appears that in the US, of course, I reported identity theft, and it appears that they might have gone out quite quickly to do a check, because I received information to say that there's one of the tarot card readers that they employ in the US is one of the people that's been pretending to be me when it suits them. And this woman has been presenting herself as an addict, etc., etc. So it appears I'm going to have to check in the US now. I've reported it. I've reported the identity theft. So if they have sent someone out to check on this fake and this attorney's conservatorship, they will know that whoever they saw is not me, because I've made it very clear I haven't even set foot in the US ever. But there is someone in the US that's been reported to me that I need to report to them, because thus far I've reported the person that I knew, the main person that's been coming out to Italy and pretending to be me to do bank accounts and things, and actually been living here about 2 kilometres from me, enabled to do so, fully intending on taking my identity to the extent where I don't know, it seems incredible, but they thought that they would just be able to pass off as me, and I would just completely lose my identity. So that's what's going on. That's it's very dodgy. I reported the identity theft in the UK over a year ago. They've done nothing about it. This is how corrupt it is. This is this Julie Taylor obviously desperately trying to carry on. They've stolen an enormous sum of money in my name and had this trust fund at the NatWest Bank, a living trust fund. The case is ongoing at Carlisle Crown Court. Got the number, actually, got the case number up. I post the case numbers in my comments. The crazy person that was badgering me in the comments, I put the case numbers on there. I'll make a post on everything in case anyone wants the case number, anyone wants to follow it, investigative journalist or anyone like that. But that's what's going on. So I'm going to have to put a judicial complaint in now about this, that the fact that this Julie is representing herself in court as if she's my mother. So that's basically what she's doing. She's nothing to do with me. There's no relationship there, never has been. And this bloke in the US that's running a company in my name, that I've been able to put the IRS onto them. So it's frustrating not to have them come out and interview me and get on with it, really. It's me that's having to just keep persisting, but it's because the crime has been so lucrative, it's unbelievable. So that's it for now. Anyway, I will add to it when there's more, when I've got another update. I've got quite a lot. I've got a lot of stuff to post, for transparency. I've just posted the network, as I said, to show anyone that's interested. They're operating 3 different networks, so they switch between one another. Every time I report one, they switch to the other, switch back again, keep switching IP addresses. It's very professionally done. It's a RICO, basically. It's an organised crime ring. But I've got other also, like, you know, screenshots of other stuff to put on, or I've got no end of stuff involving the crime to put online. I'm going to put it online in case there are journalists that want to follow it, because I'm pretty certain I'm not the only victim of this ring now being illegally filmed, because they've been allowed to get away with it so long they've mushroomed. Anyway, it's about 40 minutes long, this video. It's super long. I want to try and keep them a bit shorter. Came on just to do a quick one, and I've ended up adding to it because I was reminded to mention Julie Taylor and what she's up to, because at the moment she's getting away with it and it's getting on my nerves. I managed to stop her pretending to be my mother, and she promptly started to pretend to be my mum's younger sister, and I'm not sure if she's carried on doing that or if she's now admitting to being herself, but I don't know how she's pretending that she's, I don't know what story she's spinning now. Like, I know that this bloke in America pretended he was my father, and now he's trying to say that he was my stepfather. He's not. I don't know. All of these 300 people know who this bloke is, obviously, because they're working for him. He is an attorney by profession, shockingly, but corrupt one. And he's like, must be around, you know, he must be in his 70s or something. Anyway, I will find out this person's name, but I will keep putting as I keep finding out you know, more evidence, I'll put it on. I've got a stack of evidence that I haven't put on thus far, but I will put it on. I've got a stack of hard evidence of all sorts of stuff that I've been investigating for a long time now, and I've got a lot of hard evidence from the courts and what have you that I'll put on. Okay, well, I'll stop now, and I will come back. As I say, I'll post. I'm going to keep trying to post regularly. You know, I'm trying to post every day, really, just to keep an update for anyone else that might be being targeted by these people. But anyway, I'll try and post again tomorrow.